And I have my background pretty much has been in I worked as an administrator in financial services. And so pretty much I would be the one that would hold the hand of the wealthy and make sure that their accounts are in good order. Um, so that's pretty much a nutshell of what I've done for the past 20 something years.
Wow. So now you're involved in trading. So you used to hold the hand of the wealthy, but now you're an investor yourself. Let us know how you got into trading in the foreign exchange market.
Oh, well, actually, it's kind of weird and interesting. Actually, by chance, believe it or not,
Hmm.
uh, I've heard of the term of Forex a little bit, but honestly, never really knew anything about it. Just didn't, in spite of me being in the financial services, because for me, we always focused on the traditional stocks and bonds and things like that. And most of the time, you will have to have a lot of money in order to participate.
Hmm.
So with me, it actually first started by hearing a little bit of it in the movie Greenleaf, not movie, but the sitcoms. I'm not sure if any of you are familiar with that. It was a little nugget in there that came up, and then it was eventually through my son um, that actually he heard about it through a friend, told me he saw our mentor Charles Dyson, told me about it, and it kind of went from there. And here I
Right,
am.
right. And shout out to Mr. Kingdom Cash. I feel there's a lot of people that stumble across his YouTube because he just gives the information so plainly and the way that he helps people. I think it's amazing that we're even connected to him. If y'all don't know who that is, go ahead and Google him, Charles Dyson, Mr. Kingdom Cash. But okay, so how do you see this actually changing your life now that you are into it? And let us know how long you've been doing it.
Well, I've been doing it probably about 3 to 4 months approximately. Um, as of right now, I'm getting a little bit more deeper involved.
Mhm.
Um, Exciting as well as a necessity. But for me, what I see is that this will give me one, the room to grow just on a personal level, number one. Two, just the financial security. And as most of you have been having to deal with, which is this awful um, pandemic that came upon us. And so, though I was able to work from home for a bit of time, the atmosphere of the work environment changed
Mhm.
for the negative, and some, as you know, a lot of people have lost their jobs as well, and so this opportunity just kind of just is a solution to all of those things. Where if you do the steps and the work that you need to do, you can support yourself and
Right.
earn enough to also take care of others behind you. So it's just been great. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, like I come across a lot of people that this has definitely been a solution to the current work situation, whether they didn't have a job or they just weren't happy with their job, or because of the pandemic, how things have just slowed down and they wanted to be secure. And because I myself, and I know if you're watching this on my page, you've heard this story a million times, but I'm gonna tell you again. I myself, I had the choice to leave my job, so it's not like anything bad happened, but this definitely became a solution to what was next. As far, because I didn't know exactly what was next. I just knew I was going to start my business, but I never knew that I would be trading. So just like you, just making sure that I'm secure, making sure I'm going to still be financially stable. And that's what trading has done for my life and so many people around the world. And you're with our family, retired in 365. Speak on or expound on how that has actually blessed your life. Because I like to tell people it's bigger than just trading when you are connected to us. It's it's not just, oh, money, 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 money. Like, yeah, that's important, but explain to people how retired in 365 and the activities that we do has actually helped you with mindset and just everything.
Well, one of the great things about um, our group is that number one, I mean, it really, we're all scattered across the United States, actually around the globe. We are a global organization. We have members that are doing great as far as South Africa, all the way to England and so forth. And in spite of that being in so many different locations, there's such a unity. And by us connecting through Zoom calls just like this, we have um, different like books of the month and things like that that we do. And by doing that, it just it's such an enrichment. It just really just expands your mind in that way. And when you expand, you grow, and you have the support from each other. I mean, there's things that I take a lot from just Mina. It could be, for 3 days, I get something from her, and then 2 days later, something from King Eze, and another day it's from Charles Dyson, and it just goes on and on. And it's just, that's something that you can't get everywhere. Even though, yes, we are learning how to trade and being profitable at this, which is key, in doing so, it's so important to have a good environment. And that is actually one of the main things that um, tore me apart. Tore me apart actually during all the years I worked in corporate America, because there wasn't that in most cases. Um, Many times, no one looked like me at all. And so pressure of being the only representative, if you will. And so we just have such a diverse group, a growing group, and it's great.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I concur because support is everything. You can do a lot of stuff on your own, but you will get there much faster if you have the right support, I should say, the positive support, the people that have gone before you. And I'm glad that it has blessed your life like it's blessing mine, and that I could be an influence in any way, because I learned from you guys too. We all learn from each other, which is amazing. And I know that you touched on trading a little bit. I want you to tell everyone how you're doing in trading and how the training was for you.
Oh, well, the training was really great. One of the things, even though we have different people that in our group that are talented and teach different things, uh, one of the main strategies, which we'll share later,
Yeah.
uh, introduced to us by Charles Dyson, um, the way he simplified things. And I want to just emphasize that, because even though I spent all those years in the financial services and so forth, I don't have a college degree.
Mhm.
And so anything I've ever had to learn is as it's presented to me. And so and I did attempt college, but that's a story for another time. But it's just the simplicity that's given, the dedication that he would provide to us, um, and just it's really only often about 3 or 4 steps. You can't lose. I mean, the system is so uh, great, where he's been able to teach it to his own children.
Right.
So children as young as 9 and 10 years old. And so that actually was very inspiring to me, because I said, well, if they can do that, I should have a shot. And so, um, yes, so definitely do not let whatever your background is, whatever your age is, or anything stand in the way from taking this opportunity.
Right. Now, what are your biggest reasons why you do this, that you want to fulfill, that this is going to help you actually obtain?
Well, it's pretty simple for me, and I'm going to do my best to not have any emotions come out. But
Aww. Yeah, I don't want you to cry, because then I'll start crying and then we both be crying and then that's it.
trying to avoid any Tammy Faye episodes. But I'm just um, soft and caring by nature.
Mhm.
But but for me, I would say the number one, and that's what I always remind myself on, days sometimes when I'm maybe made the wrong mistake about things, is international missions. And so,
Oh, me too.
oh, say it again.
I was saying me too. Sorry, go ahead.
We'll see. Within due time, we'll probably doing something together. We'll be on a plane at the same time,
Right.
and that has been something that actually has been implanted in my mind pretty much since I was a child, basically. And it has. I've done some things here in the United States, but there's a pulling, there's a tugging for me. I know I have to go global. I have to go international. And so, um, since I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, that pursuing this opportunity will allow me to earn the capital and the things that I need, so I can go ahead and do those things. It's missions is just it's just such a deep and important thing, for me. And I just love loving on people, touching people, just being right there face to face, if I'm able to do so.
Right.
Um, yep.
Yes, yes, that's one of my whew, I've always, like, if people know me personally, especially my family, especially my aunt, if she watches this, they always knew that if I could literally like quit my job and just go on a mission trip for a year, that was always my dream. My goal in life is to help people, to serve. So I was heavily involved in church because that's where I grew up, but just serving those people, and I've always just wanted to travel and just help wherever I could. So yes, that's one of my biggest reasons why too, that trading is going to help me fund, because it's going to happen, period, is being able to travel and being able to if it's whether it's building homes. I also have a heart for helping women of all ages, especially young women. Like, I definitely strive to in some way, shape, or form help women that may have been subjected to sex trafficking, or just little girls who may not have had the example that they should know that you can be whatever you want to be, you could do whatever you want to do. So whatever funds that's going to take, to whether it's building shelters or it's just providing education, teaching them a skill set, teaching them this skill set, learning how to build an online business, like that is something that is definitely near and dear to my heart, because I know that God has put it inside of me to speak. And I'm not a speaker at all, I should say. It's kind of like Moses, where he told Moses to go and talk to Pharaoh, and he's like, what do you mean? Like, I stutter, I this and that. I'm like, that's so me. But at the end of the day, if God ordains it, it's going to happen. So I think that's a beautiful thing. And you're right, because of this opportunity and the financial gain, we're going to be able to help other people. And that's something that I really want people to know. Like, yeah, we're definitely enriching our lives, but our reasons why, which is something that we establish right when we start, you're going to have to tell us what your reasons why are. And one thing I like to say, if your reasons why are not impacting lives, it's not big enough. So this financial opportunity not only helps our lives, our families' lives, but it's going to help people around the world because of what we've been blessed with, which I think is amazing.
It's just, I just think of just the different things that have even changed within a matter of the past few months. Like, in all fairness, I don't even think I wrote that down
Mhm.
on my initial list of whys. I think my initial thought was, okay, I need a roof put on my house, and it was because at the moment I only was thinking about just strictly just the financial part, but and I kind of thought maybe talking about missions was going to be too corny, and or because so often, and I think you probably can relate to that when if you talk about church too much, sometimes with certain people, it turns them away.
Mhm.
But I'm at a point where I have to be me. I know, what's been implanted in me, and I'm just encouraged just by what you just said a few moments ago. You said that how, referring to yourself as Moses, I have shared that so many times with other people. No, because I never would have thought that. And so, and prior to this company, it was the same thing. There was other things that I was asked to do. Was very hesitant, didn't want to do, almost refused to do it. But then again, when that pressing of the Holy Spirit comes in, you can't say no. And a lot of people don't know that I had a speech impediment and things along those lines as a kid. I had to go to special class and everything else. So, God is good. God is just amazing. I'm just thankful for us being able to have this conversation, even though we've never met face to face. The future is just so bright. I know there's so many ugly things in the news and everything right now, but there's a lot of believers. There's a lot of people that are just excited for what's ahead.
See, I'm okay. I'm getting emotional. You have such a beautiful soul. I could feel it through the screen. Ah, don't cry. Oh my gosh. Because, and the reason why I'm probably getting emotional is because when I hear stories and I talk to other people on the team, just about how life-changing this has been and how being connected to us has just changed their life, whether they were suffering from depression before, not only having the skill set to learn how to trade, but just the empowerment that we provide to them. People that may have been in dark places, people that may have come out of crazy situations, people that may have never had hope. Like I hear too often, which is such a beautiful thing, and that's why I get emotional, is that this has granted them stability in all aspects of their life, mental, physical, financial. And that's, I mean, like I said, bigger, bigger, bigger than trading. So if you're watching this, yeah, money's great. It is. And it will give us the freedom that we need. But how many of us how many people out there actually have a group that supports you as well in every aspect of your life? The beautiful thing about having the mentors like Javon, he's my mentor. I've gone to him with just how I've been feeling because of personal things that have happened. So just having that listening ear, and it's not all about, well, I don't want to hear that because it has nothing to do with trading. Like, no, it helps every aspect of your life, and I love it. What would you say to somebody who has had a long career? They may already be retired and they may think, well, it's too late to do something new, or maybe I'm older, that's for the young kids. What would you say to somebody that that should take on this opportunity?
I chuckle because that has been me a couple times. And really, and what I would say to those individuals, and I hate sounding like a cliche, but it's not too late. It is not. I had to be reminded, my spirit had to be reminded that age really is just, it's all about perception. It really is. And it's, if your desire is there and your why is big enough, you'll find a way. You'll find a way to succeed in this. I also don't want to lie and say I haven't had days of struggling because that is probably the one issue I've kind of had at times where I'm not as on top of technology like some other people are. And so, but I'm definitely getting there and getting the hang of it. But whereas I was kind of intimidated at first, I really was, because a lot of the people I was seeing were in their 20s, maybe 30s, and they more or less, as I say, they were born, and came out with a cell phone, in their hand. And so someone like myself, we were still looking at newspapers and everything. But it's, I would say, to don't put any limitations on yourself. We do actually have some other people that actually are older than myself, which I found out. Now I'll be 45 next month. So, there is a little bit of pressure on me to get some of the things done because I'm now on the second half of life. You know, if you know, I have two adult children, well, one teenager, if you will. So, but and you know, but it's no, do not put any limitations on yourself. God has the power to restore, to rejuvenate, and He certainly has the power to erase things that you are carrying. And I had something that I was holding on to that I really didn't realize. That I truly didn't realize that's what I was doing until last week, and it was blocking me from receiving other information. And so, just by having the Lord do that, uh, no, anything with God, anything really is possible. It is. You just have to believe so.
Right. I'm a firm believer in that. Well, I should say I'm proof that that is possible. You're proof that anything is possible. And I mean, like she said, it's never too late. Because even I'm in my 30s, early 30s, and I see people, a lot of people that are under the age of 30. So even at times I'm like, oof, like I'm behind the curve. But the beauty in it is that there's so many people from so many walks of life and all ages that are winning together. It's never too early and it's never too late to succeed in this arena, to learn the skill set of trading. And the beautiful thing of learning to trade in the foreign exchange market is it's a skill set that nobody can take away from you. It's yours for life.
It is. Yes. And I'll just throw in this one last thought because you just
Uh-huh.
hit right there too about that. That's the other reason that I like about what I like about this opportunity is because it's what we're offering is a tangible skill set. Once you have it, it is yours. This is we're not, you know, selling, if you will, um, lipstick or health drinks. And mind you, there's nothing wrong with that because if anything, I um, used to be, and I'm trying to get back to that. I used to be a huge health nut, and it's important to take care of our bodies. But that's what I like about this because sometimes those products can come and go, but skills don't. And once you have it, it's for yours, and you can then replicate and teach that to somebody else. It's just great. It's good stuff.
Right, right. Well, that's all we have for you. Thank you so much for watching. It was my pleasure, Miss Toni, to go ahead and interview you so people can see how this is changing lives around the world and how people can see how to not discount the connection of people you meet through the internet. It's 2020. A lot of us had no choice but to just be on the internet, but there are valuable connections. There are people that still have those conversations of ownership and wealth, and it doesn't all have to be about pop culture and what's going on in the news. That there are people out there that are still striving for greatness, and they're right there on your friends list. They're right there online. I would have never been connected with you if it wasn't for this opportunity, just like so many other people. So, like I said, we trade in the foreign exchange market. And not only that, we're learning how to trade in the high frequency market. We're also building an online business that gives us the ability to have a seven-figure income if we so choose. Same thing with trading. This skill set, there's no cap on how much you can make as long as you learn the skill. So that is what we do. If you were wondering, I left California, left a job, and went into being an entrepreneur, found this opportunity, and have been able to still have a smile on my face even in the pandemic because of it, and also have been able to still thrive and pay my bills because of it. So I'm appreciative and forever grateful for that. And Miss Toni, she was in the arena of investments as an administrator, and even she is still finding value on learning a new skill, and she is going to use this to go ahead and fund her dreams that she still has. And I think that's amazing that you still are dreaming big. And that's another thing that this opportunity gives us is I wasn't dreaming big enough before. this opportunity gives me the ability to dream big. And I was listening to Justin Owens this morning on his Road to Seven Figures mixtape. And one thing he was saying is a lot of people can't really conceive making $10,000 a month because the job that they're on will not allow it.
Right.
But because of this opportunity, having the skill set of trading, we can now imagine and believe that $10,000 or more a month is ours because it gives you that ability, you know? So it's all about exposure and the information, and that is going to determine how big and how you can conceive those huge dreams because it's doable. So if you're watching this on my page, get back to me if you would like to get plugged in, only if you're serious, because I only work with serious people who want to take their life to the next level. If you're watching on Miss Toni's page, go ahead and get back to her. She'll get you plugged in. Either way, we're all connected, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and share it if you like, and y'all have a blessed day.